What's up, YouTube? Pastor Bob. Yep, it's me again. This is part 2 of the tire changing. And this is what it looks like to sweat for all, real sweat for all of my friends that are out there in Las Vegas right now. Being little candy asses running around, having a good time, staying in all those sweet motels with all your air conditioning. Look at me! I'm sweating here. Look at me. This is what happens when you're broke. Or you're smart, one or the other. You change your own stuff and save a little money. Yeah. Well, my friends are doing la-di-da in Las Vegas, having a good time. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying yourself. I really do. 'Cause I ain't. I really do hope you guys are having a good time. Anyways, this is part 2 of the tire changing. So now it goes to remounting. So I'm going to show you some tricks of the trade that a lot of people don't know about. So watch. So after you get done cleaning along your inside of your lip right here, right, your flange, where your bead sits, and then the back of the rim, which I got another rim up here, I'll show you. And you clean the inside of your rim, right? Then you want to bring out the tires. Now I want to show you something. When you're looking at your tires, before you put them on, there's 2 dots. And you'll generally see them. I don't know if you guys can see them on the camera. But there's 2 dots here. This is pretty unusual, actually, but these dots are balance points from the manufacturer. And this is how it goes, statistically. The yellow one is what they call a secondary dot. The red one is called the primary dot, meaning that these are the balance points where you're going to get the best balance out of your tire, and this needs to point towards your valve stem. Okay, whether it's on the back side or the top side, I generally put them down, right? So the valve stem's up, which I'll show you in a minute, and this dot will be underneath, but it's pointing towards the valve stem. So always remember, your red dot is your primary and your yellow dot is your secondary. Okay? Are they always next to each other? No. And I'll show you that here in a second. So the valve stem's over here. Okay, on this side right here. And the dot's right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at that dot and I'm going to put it there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip this down over it like that and give it a little push. Okay? And what I do is I take some kind of spray, you know, lubricant, and I lubricate that bead. Alright? So that way I don't tear it up going on. You say, well, you might get it off. Yep, I just might. And you take this end of the bar. Okay? Oh, there goes the rim. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up a little bit. Twist it just a little bit. And then I'm going to take this bar and down in here, inside the rim. I'm going to twist that. What I usually do is I'll use this end a little bit. And I'll pop it up over the underside of that bead. When it's a little tight, and I'll give it a little push to get it started. Okay. Now what I usually do is come back in with this little end, and you get your hand down in there, and you're pushing down, going around in a circle at the same time. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt. So, get the other end of your bar, get it up in there, and don't take off too much of a bite. Just kind of work it. And then it'll pop on there. You take a look, see where you're at your dot. Put your finger by your dot. Look how close you are to your valve stem. And I usually take my fingers like this. And see how close I am. Give it a little jab. Once again, put your tire. Get it down in there. Now, let me tell you guys something. If this is out too far, you're never going to push it back on that rim. Always keep that in mind. Just give it a little spray. You don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. Okay. Tire iron. Go down there. Keep it down in there, see it? And it can be a pain in the ass sometimes. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing in at the same time. Now, once I got it so far and it doesn't want to go over anymore, take the lip of the bar, go up in there, give it a little hook. Take the lip of the bar, up underneath, give it a little hook. Right? Flip of the bar, push up, give it a little hook. And then you usually just give it a little tappity tap. Then you take your mallet and pop it on there. Go on the underside again, see where your mark is, red mark. And now it's way over here. So what you want to do is pick up on the tire and twist it until you get somewhere close. And there we have it. Alright? So now we got the tire on. Now you say, well, how do you pop it back in the bead so you can get air? Alright? So what I do is I take it like this. Pick it up, and I drop it. And I push it. Like this. You come over here. Grab your valve stem. Put it in the hole. And tighten it up until it bottoms out. You don't have to over tighten these. Just until it bottoms out and give it a little tight. That's it. That's all you need. You take the tire off. Look at the back side. And make sure that this bead is coming up into the bead of the rim, right? So that it seals. Okay? See that? This side here will be a little open. So what I do, and believe me guys, it doesn't always work. Some tires are just a pain in the Oscar DuPont. Let me tell you. They put the reckoning of God on your brain. Trying to find, I don't know what I did with it. Trying to find my chuck. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can find it. Well, no, I don't know what I did with my damn chuck. What's that? Oh, dog dish. One of these days I gotta get out here and clean this up. I'm always so in and out of things, you know. What happened to the chuck? That's kind of odd. Wow, that's weird. Ah, there it is right here. I knew it was around. Okay, take your chuck. Put it on the end of your hose. And what you do, you come over here and you push it down a little bit, like this. You put your air on it. And then you push it to the back. check your bead, rotate the tire a little bit, push it again. And eventually you start to see your tire come up. Add to it, give it a second or two. Let it try to start filling itself out. See how it's starting to come out? You know, the rim, the tire's coming up and you see the rim. And then I get stick the air to it. And then you should, once you're filling it up, you should hear it pop on the bead. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Whatever you do, don't get your fingers near that bead, because I'll tell you what, you do and you're going to be hurt. The back side, check the bead out. Bead looks good, nice and even. And what you want to do, bring your air temperature up in your tire to running temperature. It will tell you on the side of the wall. This one here happens to be 44 pounds, I know that. So you want to bring it up to 44 pounds, which is your running pressure in your tire. And that sun's hot, let me show you. Take the tire pressure gauge, put it on there, see what you're at. This one here happens to be about 35. Check it again, about 35. So I need another 90 pounds. So I usually put it on and go 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. I pull it off. Grab it again, put it on there. I'm at about 40, it says. Put it on there again. I'm at 40. Put it on there again. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Check it again. I'm at 42. Check it again. I'm at 42. Down here, 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Pull it off. That's an oddity. Wow. Now we got a little problem, right? I'm going to show you something. Why did it actually happen? On the end of the hose, there's a little keeper, right? And what you got to do, if you guys don't see that, there's a little keeper in there. And what it does is it blocks the air from coming out. Sometimes when they get old, like this is old, probably 15 years old, this hose, they won't pop out the way they're supposed to stop the air. So that's that. Anyway, oh yeah, we gotta check this again. And I don't understand what happened there, but I guess it decided to shoot the chuck somewhere, which is really odd. Probably because I'm doing the video, that's why I can't happen. I don't know where it shot the chuck, but explain that. Anyway, take your tire gauge, put it on there. We're at 44. Perfect temperature. Perfect pressure. Put it back on there again. We're at 44. Always make sure you check it 2 or 3 times, okay guys? Because sometimes this thing can get stuck. So, just letting you know. Make sure you check it several times. And top. Woo! Oh, that mercy. Anyways, once you get it up like that, and you wipe it off, sure it's all wiped off and it's all clean again, because you put that in there, right? And take yourself your valve cap right away and put it on there. Okay? Now you're at running. The next step will be balancing. But before I go to that step and cut you off here and go to step 3, I want to show you something. If you look on this tire right here, I was telling you guys about the yellow mark and the red mark, right? Let me show you something. This is the variations that sometimes tires have. With this tire, the red mark is over here and the yellow mark is over here. So not every tire will come out close like that to where the yellow and the red marks were. Those are balancing points. And if this is a secondary and this is the primary, my Lord, they're almost across from each other. Kind of crazy, huh? So, remember, if you're doing it yourself and you're going to buy your own tire changing machine, if you do a lot of tires in your family or whatever, yeah, it saves you lots of money. You know, you can easily, depending on where you live, you know, it costs probably about anywhere from $25 to $35, $40 around here to have the tires changed and balanced. Okay? The new high-speed balancing machines and stuff, they're a little more accurate. I do it old school style and I've never had much problem. But when I get to the balancing, I'll show you the tricks of that. So anyways, guys, just remember that. Sometimes they're not always the same. Sometimes they're not next to each other. So look at that. Okay? Alright, I'm going to cut it short here. Like, share, subscribe. I'll be back with part 3, which is balancing. Thank you for stopping by. Reverend Bob is out of here. See ya!